We're here at this $1 million home in this beautiful California community, and we're going to be utilizing a free resource to be able to determine the garage door safety needs of this specific property. In fact, we're going to even show you how you can download this free resource to know your specific garage door safety score. Let's party.
Hey party people, we're just meeting for the first time. My name is Santiago from SOS Garage Door Service. And on this channel, we provide you pro tips and tech reviews for residential garage door needs. And so what we're going to be doing today is basically, we provided you a free resource on our website. You can basically check the link below to get your free garage door safety scorecard. And the main focus that we're going to be concentrating on in this $1 million home is we're going to be utilizing the free garage door safety scorecard to define the needs of these two garage door systems. So we're dealing with specifically some 16, well actually we have a 16 by 8 and an 8 by 8 polyback insulated garage door. I believe these are First United doors. Let me go check real quick. Yeah, the sticker has pretty much been just like rubbed off. So I don't know exactly what we're dealing with. That is for the doors, but they look a lot to me like First United doors. These are like specialty doors. I won't get into the details about that because specifically what we want to do is we want to utilize the scorecard to be able to help us determine what our garage door system needs. So we'll open up our scorecard. Now, one of the things that we want to focus on our garage door safety scorecard, if you download it on your smartphone or a tablet, you'll be able to see that you have these check boxes here in the middle that you can kind of basically utilize to check off these specific points of the garage door system. Now, if that shows like true or false on the document that you download, whether it's in Excel or Google Sheets, you can just basically turn the false into true and it'll give you the points. And you can convert that column into check boxes and just utilize the check to be able to get your score. So here we are dealing with this homeowner. And one of the things that we're kind of just trying to help them out with is, regular inspections, regular safety checkups. And they haven't had a checkup in a very long time, I would say. So how are we utilizing the garage door safety scorecard? Well, we're basically utilizing the category of the scorecard, and we are trying to determine what to look for so that we can get the point value to know our garage door score. So the first category is regular inspections. Monthly inspections. Are monthly inspections conducted for unusual noise, vibrations, and resistance? Well, no. Unfortunately, this property does not have or has not been conducted these monthly inspections. So I can't check off that column for the 10 points. Now, is there an annual professional inspection? A qualified technician has inspected the springs and overall condition of the garage door? I'm going to say yes, because I did see a competitor sticker on here. It doesn't show when their last date was here, but I'm going to go ahead and check that off. And there we have at least 10 points. The next category is basically going to be garage door hardware components, springs and bearing plates, pulleys, drums, rollers, hinges. If you go through what to look for, you're basically going to look for wear and tear, such as cracks, corrosion, fraying cables, bad pulleys. You're going to check the rollers. There's a number of things that you're going to do when checking the actual garage door hardware components. Now, specifically in this property, the torsion tube to the two-car garage door does not seem straight to me. In fact, I can probably point at it. On this side, we're kind of like a little lower here for some reason, and I can't determine why they made that decision. It is not to my liking, but hey, this is what we're dealing with at this property. So I've been able to check already a number of these parts to the hardware, and it does look like our springs are good. Our pulleys and drums are actually good as well. Our rollers seem to be in good condition, although they are the cheaper black plastic rollers. Yeah, I think so. Let me look on this other side over here. Yeah, so what they did is that on the smaller door, they applied the plastic rollers, and on the larger door, they put basically the nice nylon bearing rollers, which makes sense because this is the door that's probably going to be more utilized. That's okay. I don't think that's going to be a big miss. But again, I'm going to go ahead and check off that we have checked them and they look good. The hinges look good as well, even though these are those specialty hinges. Oh, wait a minute. This is an AMAR door. I totally missed that. So clearly I was wrong about the brand of this door. These hinges, these specialty hinges right here, I gotta show you these hinges. Yep, these are totally AMAR. Yeah, those are those AMAR hinges on some of their specialty doors. Do not like those hinges, and I believe AMAR has gotten away from them, but they are in good quality or in good condition. Tracks are good. All right, so we're doing good so far with regards to the door hardware. Now we're basically going to check the door balance. And so the door opens and closes smoothly without resistance, no binding. We're going to go ahead and check that now. Let's see how that works. Wow, I don't think we could ask for better garage door balance, especially on these these 32-inch long sections on these 16 and 8x8 doors. I don't care for these doors specifically because if you don't have the right track radius, a 15-inch track radius, you're gonna have a lot of trouble with these doors balancing. But look at that balance right there. That is great balance on that garage door. I'm gonna go ahead and close the door down because I don't wanna have it there just up in the air. No binding, no issues with the garage door balance. I think that's a really good plus. We're gonna go ahead and mark those checklets off on our safety scorecard. Very good. So we're doing pretty good. What about garage door accessories? Well, we have tested the garage door remote transmitters. We've tested the opener to make sure that it's mounted securely. We've also checked the gear drive mechanism. And basically, that's the sprocket above these garage door openers. In reality, these are brand new openers. They should not be showing wear and tear, but you do want to look for sheared or broken gear sprocket kits because that's just a sign that something's off in the balance of your garage door. And in addition to that, basically you probably need to make a repair to these garage door openers, or you might want to consider to replace them. But these are in good condition. And I've checked the remotes, like I said again, so we should be good with that. So we're checking those off. We're doing good. Here's the next category on our garage door safety scorecard. Our garage door environment. Notice we want to look for obstructions, removal of any objects that could get in the way of this garage door system. We want to look for stored items if they're stored in a way that could perhaps maybe affect the track assembly or the garage door opener travel. And in addition to that, we also want to check the weather seal around the door. And so I'm going to be honest with you. This garage door around here sounds like there's a big old truck in front. Hope you guys are getting good audio in this very open space, but that's the point. We have such good spacing here for 2-car garage door and a single car garage. Now, the reason why I want to highlight that is it's very key because when you're dealing with a garage that has a lot of items, what we want is a garage door environment that is conducive to proper garage door operation. What I mean by that is that we don't have items stored near the track assemblies, up above the track radius, up above the tracks above the door, up above the garage door opener. And thus, this garage door system, this specific garage, is an excellent example of what we want to have. We want basically a clear and clean environment so that way we're not having to deal with issues with our garage door system. So I wish I could give double points for this one, but we're going to go ahead and mark that down. Very good. Now, the next category is the safety features. And what we specifically want to look for is, for example, the safety reversing sensors, the safety reversing feature whenever the garage door goes too further. I don't happen to have a 2x4 to be able to test that specifically on these garage door systems, but you can use that method in order for the safety reversing feature to be tested. I basically want to make sure that our remote transmitters do have that lockout feature, and I'm going to basically test the garage door safety sensors. Okay, so let's test those sensors, right? So there we have it. We have the blinking that lets you know that the garage door safety sensors are operating normal. We're gonna go ahead and close it. Now, even though our garage door safety sensors are working on the smaller door, and I've even tested the big door as well, basically, I did want to highlight that this specific garage door does not have the newer sensors. It has the older sensors. Now, why is that important to mention? Well, specifically because the sensors are the most sensitive part to the garage door system. I would definitely upgrade when you're looking to replace these garage door openers to go with the new sensors, whether that's going to be on Genie, Chamberlain, LiftMaster. It's just best to do it so that way you're able to optimize your garage door safety. So in this case, I am going to give them points, but I wish I could deduct a little bit of points from them, specifically because they didn't necessarily go with the new upgraded design on the safety sensors to the smaller door. Now we're looking at the category of emergency procedures, and basically this is going to be that emergency pull cord that you see right there in the middle of the garage door openers. When you pull on that red cord, you should be able to lift the door easily. I was able to do it on both garage doors to check the balance. So honestly, they're going to get points for this one. It's not a lot of points, but it's still enough points to let them know that they have a good working garage door system. And last but not least, the category of overall garage door condition. And I would say that these garage doors are pretty pristine. What are we looking for? Well, we're looking for rust, corrosion, signs of wearing and tearing. We want to make sure that the garage doors are aligned and stabilized. We basically want to make sure that the tracks are secured. We want to look at the overall condition of the garage. And if you notice something that is out of the ordinary, if you notice something that is just not really normal, then it's best to reach out to a garage door contractor to get advice. The Garage Door Safety Scorecard is a resource to empower you to do that. Because if you've done your own inspection and you've basically gone through the different aspects of your own garage door system, well, then you'll have a better understanding. You'll be that much more educated to be able to speak to your garage door contractor and kind of let him know, hey, listen, this is what I have done on my end. I've done my due diligence. Now I'm going to ask that basically you tell me, based on your expertise, what exactly I really need to my garage door system. So the score in itself is mainly for your own peace of mind. It may be that your garage door contractor may not respect this document, but that's okay. It's not for them. It's actually for you. When you know the details of your specific garage door circumstance and your garage door system, well, that will empower you to be able to make a better buying decision. Because the last thing we want is to be able to reach out to a contractor, have them come out over here, suggest all of these things when in reality you don't need them. Now, granted, that doesn't necessarily mean that it won't make your garage door system better. But of course, if you're weighing out costs, if you're trying to figure out, okay, where can I invest my hard-earned money to my home to make sure that everything is safe? Well, I would say your garage door system is definitely one place to do that. But again, if you don't know what you don't know, then you won't be able to make a better buying decision. And that's why this resource is available to help you to do that. Now, based on the circumstances of these garage doors, we got an 80 score on this specific garage door system with our Garage Door Safety Scorecard, which is really nice. So in this resource, we're actually able to utilize the point system. So with this Garage Door Safety Scorecard, you can get metrics, that is feedback on what your garage door system might be needing or requiring. So in the scorecard, you should be able to have like a drop-down menu, or there should be like a little legend or a guide to let you know what your score is or what your needs are based on your scores from 0 to 50, 51 to 75, 75 to 90, and 91 to 100. And basically between 75 to 90 points, it basically says that your garage door is generally safe, but there are some areas of improvement. Now, keep in mind that those areas of improvement could be minor things. They could be things that you could specifically do, like your monthly inspections, your monthly checks. It could also be just lubricating your garage door system. It could be just making the extra investment and replacing those safety sensors whatever the case is. So the idea is that 80% is really good. Be proud of that. But for a garage door system to be at 100, well, basically you're talking about a pristine door system. And while a pristine door system does exist, I would say if you're on top of it every day, it's not realistic. Garage doors are so prone to accidents and a number of things. So it's just best to keep in mind that if you are doing your part to keep your garage door system safe, then it's going to be giving you the usage, the efficiency, the optimized performance that you require day in and day out. And hopefully the free Garage Door Safety Scorecard can help you find out those needs and be able to determine that score. So please, if you want the free Garage Door Safety Scorecard, there's a link down below where you can get that. We definitely want to be able to provide that free resource for you. And at the same time, we want to hear from the community. We want to make sure that if you've utilized the safety scorecard, how did it help you? What could we do better? And at the same time, if you're a garage door professional, what are you doing to help the community with regards to their garage door needs? We would love to hear you down below. At the same time, we have a number of videos that talk about garage door safety and garage door optimization. You can check this video right here about the high-end safety sensors that exist in the industry today, the Infinity Shield product. As always, I want to thank y'all for partying with me. Y'all stay safe.